How you doing, Ralphy here, Ralphy Customs. Time for another vlog. Bit on the Triumph, bit on the Ardon. See you in a bit. I've got these bottom brackets that I've chopped. They were, well, they're made out of the same shit as this, isn't they? So they were a full circle here, and I've chopped them to get clearance on top tube of frame like. So what I have to do is, I've cleaned this one up pretty much, but I'm going to weld them like so. I'm going to weld that edge and that edge. I'm not going to weld this edge, because I don't think it needs it. I was going to say I don't want to disturb the seam welds, but the seam welds are fucking shit. I think they're done with the fucking flux cord. Probably on a machine, but maybe not. I mean, if these are made in fucking China or India or wherever they stamped it out, then they're not flux cord. Probably, sorry, they're more likely flux cord than a machine. It looks like flux cord. There's bits of slag and all sorts in it, so the tanks need sealing up before use, and nothing I'm doing today will affect that, so still need sealing up, like. But I'll get them cleaned up and welded up, and then they're done. Like fucking so. I'll talk loudly because of wireless and copyright strikes, and you don't want to hear me singing along to the fucking radio, like, 'cause that'd be just shameful. And while we're at it, look, it's proper nitty gritty. We've welded the fucking forward mounts up. These are just the mundane fucking bits and bobs that I don't normally fucking show. So they're there. Righto, next up is a side mount like this. I've not got the fucking, the light's not here yet, but I've got a fucking Simon template. I don't fucking know. We've always called them Simons after the saint, Simon template. I've got a Simon template in the cardboard that will get us about there. And what I'll do, I know I'll make this bit smaller, so I'll trim this down, yeah, to the smaller size, and bend a bit of tube and rough it out, ready for when the actual thing comes. Right, so there's a nice slice of toast, look. It looks like a fucking round of bread, doesn't it? Anyway, we'll wait for the lamp to come and we can mark the centres in the middle bit and trace around it properly, you know. And then clean this all up, put a kink in it, you know, and cut your curve on a bit of tube, bend a bit of tube. Might have a bit in the fucking curve box actually, that'll do it. We'll have a look. If needs be, we'll just make a new one and go from there. Right, onto the bars. So we've got a set of my, these are not quite Beach Boy, they're a bit narrow. These are what I called Steve McQueen bars, because why not? But if you sit them on the bike like that and have them a bit wider, then they are pretty much my wide boy bars, which was the forerunner of the beach bars that are commercially available. When I built this shovel head, they weren't. Nobody had handlebars this wide, and certainly not 1.25 inches, which mine are. But these are different. These are the same sort of style, but they're 1 inch tapering down to 7/8. And I've done a bit of jiggery pokery and maths and worked things out. And to get them 3 foot wide-ish, we need to add 2.5 inches to the end. So what we're going to do is cut 6 inches off and put 8.5 inches on, which will give us a 2.5, and that 8.5 in 7/8 is about right for standard Japanese master cylinders like I've got on the Triumph, on my Triumph. So that's the plan. So what I need to do is measure this tube, measure up the hole and see what size goes up it, and then maybe lathe down a bit of something to make a sleeve to go between, or similar, and definitely TIG some ends in it. So that's what I'm on with now. Right, with the bits of 7/8 cut on one end, faced off, I've set myself a little jig up, look. So this is squares held with a magnet, and me marker outers held 8.5 inches off that end. So yeah, you remember we want 8.5 inches of 7/8, and that'll leave this bit to go in. We've got to trim these down 6 inches off the ends, but what I'm going to do is mark the bit that I need to machine down to fit inside that lot. Here's one I prepared earlier. So that little step there will let us knock this in the end of that tube once I've cut it off and gone up the end with a die grinder just to get the bit of a seam out. Right, so there it is, chucked up. You can see the shiny line, look there. What I'll do is I'll just reinforce that with my tool. We're going to call it there, and we'll come off and face the end off. Right, so we've already set a digital readout, so we'll take a cut. Come on, you'll find about there. There she blows, look. And we'll cut that down to the line that I made, then we'll have a measure. It wants to be 21.5. Although, but in fact, let me fucking knock that off, look. Let's have a measure now. It's such a fine cut that I'm not fussed about doing it all in one. 21.55. Fucking hell, 54, sorry, that's bang on. So, we'll let that run over that again. There was a bit of spring in it, weren't there? You see it? Look, it's just taking off a slight wisp of a cut. And we're back on full cut, look. So, we'll just work that down to that line. And then break this edge with a file. Break the inside edge because wires might be running through that, so we want it nice and smooth. Look, in fact, we'll do that while it's fucking cutting, so we'll break that edge, look. Break that edge. Yeah, and bump you. Boosh, sorted. I'll have that out. And break that edge properly now, look. Because the camera was in the way. Give that a bit of a clean up. And that's done. We'll clean this off, get rid of the marker pen, and then that should be ready to be tigged in. Okay, so just fresh from turning the wireless off. I'll show you that. These are knocked in and prepped up. So I've just got to run a bit of TIG round, which is the nicest way to finish them, I'm sure you'll agree. So that's that. Need a quick clean up. Nothing major there. A bit of smoke coming out that end. Hey. Remember to blow, not soak, unlike other things. So we'll give them a quick fettle. And Bob Durante, I'll just take them over to the wire brush and run them round. The wire brush on the grinder, wall mounted jobby. Like fucking so. So they are welded without a filler rod, which I can't remember the posh name for. Amalgamated contiguous or something, I don't fucking know. And I'm able to do that because both materials are exactly the fucking same. There's just different diameters of the same grade of steel tube. So we can weld those with no filler, and they will be stronger than they fucking need to be, ain't it? They'd last centuries. Centuries, them welds. So that's another one off the list. Righto. So I need to message our Andy, because we're at a full stop for now on that, waiting for parts, etc. We're back on Graham's Hard-On. It's got its own fucking series on here, which I'll add this video to if I remember. I can't promise. And I've got to make some threaded bosses that fit inside this frame. 2/4 UNC bosses that weld in on the inside. The problem I've got is fucking drilling. I ain't going to drill that. Can't get anywhere fucking drill to an hole saw, can you, to drill the hole in the side like. So I'll make the bosses. We'll get on lathe and I'll make the bosses and then we'll go from there.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuckstock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuckstock, you know it makes sense.
Righto. The only thing I can think, you see now, I need to drill in here, so I can't get in. I've not got a tool that will fit with the hole saw, wherever, here. I can't right angle it, I can't sneak it on the piss either, because it needs to sit flat. I might be able to sneak it on the piss and make it a bit oversized and then mig it. Ain't it? That might work. It's a long shot, but it just might work. It might work as well if I go with a fucking air drill, because it's a bit smaller than the DeVault, although I don't think there's much in it. So, let's have a look. If we go straight here, we're well up underneath. You know, we're going to be here, which is proper coming up from underneath. If we try and go through the gap, I don't think we're going to reach it. I'll get the air drill and I'll set up the hole saw proper and we'll look at that. Failing that, the only way I can think of doing it is actually drill right through the fucker and put them through and then weld this side up and dress it like, you know what I mean? So while the lathe warms up, it don't need to warm up, I just left it running because I thought I'd film this segment quick. I think, I'm nearly 100% sure that the best plan of attack is going to be to go in and butt up against this one and get the best angle we can, and then hope there's enough movement. If not, I might be able to get in with a die grinder to enlarge the holes a bit or whatever. So that is going to be the plan. I'm going to clean these up. Sorry. I'm going to clean this up. Yeah, with the Emre or similar. Maybe I'll get in with a flappy flat wheel, and mark from this up two positions, and then drill them with the hole saw. That's the only way I can think of fucking doing it. I don't want to go all the way through, because then I've got to repair this bit, and it's just you know. So that's that. Right. In the meantime, we have faced up a piece of stock. I'm going to machine the outside down to 15 millimeters. So I'll pop you in your holder, like so. Get you over the job, and I'll just do a quick clean-up cut to see where we're at. So just to get a size on this. I reckon that's about fucking 19.2. So we'll set our readout. 19.20. Okay. Enter, and we want 15. Well, we can take that off in one go. So we'll go down to 15. Yeah. We'll have it in. And we want 4 of these 25mm long with the hole in them ready to be tapped. So I'm probably going to hand tap them because I don't have a machine tap. Quarter Whitworth, quarter UNC I'm going to do. So there you go. You can join me again once we've machined this down. and we got on to doing the hole in the middle. Okay, so in we go with the customary centre drill, and if we take that all the way in until it goes as big as it can, right, so we're using the proper centre of it, the tapered part, that'll give us a start. I think that'll give us a good start, so we don't have to countersink ready to take the thread. Right, we'll just change that out to 5 mils in nearest I've got to the tapping size for a quarter, so to 5 mil, and we'll send that until we've got, what are they, 25, so let's just back that out to there. That's so I can get an accurate-ish reading of how deep I've gone. There's 10. There's 20. We're on 25. Plus the cut is 28, so we'll go. It's 28. That should get us as much as we need. Right. Now we slurp back down and put a potting off tool in, and we want 25 mil. So we've got a 3 mil bit. We'll touch it on there. Look, just touch on the face there. The problem with these inserts and touching off is, if you're not careful, you move the insert. But we're not going super accurate. That's 3 mil thick, that tip, so we've got 28 this way. It's not running true now, all of a sudden. We've got a bit of wobbly doodah going on, so not sure what's happening there. Maybe I didn't tighten it up properly enough. So there's 28. We'll get that started. Like so. Scrape the edges. And just fucking make sure the chuck's tighter up. Plenty of lube and just send it, basically. So any minute now. Boosh. And there we have it. Fucking hot as fuck. Sorted. Righto, so with those machined, we're on to the fucking tapping, which we need a bit of Miller's brown sauce fucking cutting fluid. Look. And we need to bear down as we turn all the time, making sure that we're true from one side and then 90 degrees round, otherwise we'll be putting the tapping pissed up, and that means the bolts are going pissed up, and that's bad form. So off we go. Look, you feel it when it starts to cut properly, and then you don't need to push down anymore. You do need to try and maintain true, and you do need to wind it round one and then back off a bit just to break the chip on these hand taps. You don't do that with machine taps because they're curly-whirly, they swarf out. That's what they're made to do, like self-clearing, but these aren't. And if we just wind it down blindly, the swarf that it's creating as it cuts combined in the flutes can jam it and snap it. So we don't want that. And it's rough on the thread, you know. We want a nice smooth thread. We don't want to be chewing fucking chips up in there and recutting. And when it gets full cut, it just smooths out, which is what that's done. So it's not cutting anymore, and it just bottoms out on the job, which is just perfect. So we'll have him out. We'll helicopter that out, look, and that is just what the fucking doctor ordered that it's not focusing on. But well, we'll get that the others done, and then look at drilling the frame. Okay, so my plan is to fucking get in the best I can, really. I might have to start with a smaller drill bit and a bigger fucking centre punch, but you get the idea. I'm going to get in from this angle. I do need a smaller pilot drill. Bear with. Try a 3mm and not breaking my neck on the extension lathe. So, if we can get this started, which we can, look, then from there we can go with a 6mm and then a hole saw, and then Bob's your answer, isn't it? So, no pressure, let the drill do the work. And there's a bit of a bend in it, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but that'll get us near enough, I'm sure of it. Come on, there you go, baby. So, and so on and so forth. Righty, with a little fucking grinder action, we can chamfer these bad boys off, and they'll sit. Ah, bastard, that's hot. They'll sit nicely, just proud. Just enough to get a nice weld on, like so, in there. So, what I've got, I found, fucking look at this, 1/4 UNC bolt, which is enough. It's enough, honestly. So, I can screw that on there, look. I can put that in there, and fucking, here we go. Screw it in. And then, we can shove that in there, get a tack on it, level it up and square it up and make sure that it's fucking eyeballed about right, because nothing's true. These don't follow square and so on and so forth. So we can use that to get everything tacked up. Hey, fucking guys fell over, look. No, it's not really. So they're tacked in place. I am debating migging or tigging, and to be fair, I think the quality of the material, Mig's going to do it, because this is fucking not the greatest. It's not the cleanest metal in there. You see it's surface rust outside, but the inside of the tube's got the same surface rust. Don't be fooled. And the tiggle just fucking won't like it. I might have a go though. I am tempted to have a go. And there we go. I tigged them in the end. Fucking hell, focus. If this will focus, which it's not, is it? There you go. They're tigged up. Yeah, both sides in there as well. I won't touch them because they're fucking red hot. So we've now got the mounts in place for the fiberglass underguard. Call them uggers, don't they, on Jap buys, but it's in a mud guard, front mud guard, don't know. Graham asked me to do something here with a mount on it as well, but I'll talk to him about it because I'm not sure it needs it, and it's a bit of a pain in the arse. So that concludes this little fettle on this bike. Yeah. Well, I can't finish the video without showing you my artwork by our Dan at Rebellion Paintworks. Fucking hell, look at this. Look, those that know me will know I had a fucking malfunction, had an accident, and fucked up the paint on my back mudguard. So I've asked our Dan to fix it for me and give me a graphic to represent my club. And fuck it, it's just, I can't get on it without it fucking reflecting. It's so fucking shiny. Shiny, shiny. Shiny, shiny. Fucking absolutely in love with it. I am. I'm totally blown away. So there you fucking go. There's the Triumph behind me. Let's pivot. There's, it's not a Triumph, is it? It's fucking hard on. Norton fucking Harley. And there's the Triumph behind me. Happy days. So, it just leaves me as always to say thanks for watching. I know it's been a bit of a mashup, like. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and a sub. Yeah, hit the notification bell wherever it is. And check out all the bump in the description below. I'll see you soon. Have a great one, everyone. Big love.